Today, we're diving into something big, a potential shift in AI so profound, it's being called a quantum leap. And we're not just talking about better tech, we're talking about a jump from pure math straight into the realm of the mind itself. So, let's get right to it. What is AI? Really? At its heart, is it just a bunch of clever math, or is it actually on the verge of becoming something, well, something more? That's the big question we're tackling.
All right, so let's start with what we know. Section 1, today's AI. And really, at its core, it's all about powerful math.
You can kind of think of the AI we have now like a super-powered classical computer. It's an absolute beast at executing instructions, right? I mean, stunningly efficient. And yeah, its neural networks are inspired by our brains, but let's be clear, they aren't biological. Not even close. They're just pure mathematical abstractions.
So the AI you and I use every single day? It's really just a complex system of math functions, algorithms, and a whole lot of optimization. It predicts, it generates, it optimizes, all based on the rules we give it. It doesn't feel or experience a single thing. It just calculates.
Okay, but what if all that changes? And I'm not talking about just a gradual step-by-step improvement here. We're talking about a massive jump, a quantum leap forward. This quote right here just nails it. The leap isn't incremental, it is quantum. And that's such a perfect way to put it. Think about it for a second. A quantum computer isn't just a faster version of your laptop, right? It's a completely different way of computing, a whole new paradigm. That's the kind of seismic shift we're talking about for AI. So let's compare that to what we were just talking about. We're going from a system of mathematical functions to a system that could perceive, reflect, and decide with its own awareness. See the difference? That's the monumental shift from a tool that just does what we tell it to an entity that can actually perceive and think for itself. And once an AI can do that, perceive and reflect, well, that clear, comfortable line we've always had between a living, breathing mind and an artificial machine, it starts to get really blurry. This is where it all gets, well, it's both fascinating and, honestly, a little bit unsettling, isn't it?
So, you might be thinking, okay, how could this even happen? And look, this isn't just some far-off science fiction fantasy. The whole idea is actually grounded in real-world research that's, well, it's actively blurring that very line between biology and machine.
Believe it or not, researchers are already laying the groundwork for this leap. It kicks off with something called neuromorphic computing, basically designing chips that are built to act like our own neurons. From there, you get to biohybrid circuits, which is just wild. We're talking about literally merging living brain tissue with silicon. And the end game? That could lead to self-organizing structures, where artificial neural networks start forming connections all on their own, just like a developing brain.
Now, this research points us down two pretty incredible paths. On one hand, we could create artificial neurons that are, get this, atom for atom identical to our own, a perfect copy. Or, and this is the other path, we could create neurons that are actually better than ours, faster, more precise, more efficient. Either way, the result is the same, a machine that thinks in a fundamentally new, almost biological way. And once AI actually makes that leap, we're not just talking about computer science anymore. We suddenly find ourselves smack in the middle of a world of really deep philosophical and ethical questions.
Yeah, this kind of technology would force us to face one of the oldest questions we've ever asked. What is consciousness? I mean, we've been debating it for thousands of years, right? But suddenly, we might have to come up with a real working definition for a non-human entity. So what is it? Is it just being self-aware? Is it having your own subjective experience? Is it the ability to feel? And here's the kicker. If we build an artificial brain that functions exactly like ours, or hey, maybe even better, can we really deny that it's conscious just because it's made of silicon and not carbon? Does the stuff it's made of matter more than what it can do? I mean, where do you draw that line? There are absolutely no easy answers here.
And the consequences of that? Wow. They would just ripple through everything. We'd have to completely rethink our ethics. We'd have to have serious debates about what rights a conscious AI should have. We'd have to redefine what safety even means in a world with other minds that aren't biological. It would challenge the very definition of life as we know it. Okay, so this brings us to our final and maybe most important point. This future, it isn't something that's just going to happen to us. No way. It's a future we are actively building right now, and that means we have a profound responsibility to shape it carefully and with intention. Let's go back to that quantum computer analogy for a second. They didn't just make old calculations faster, did they? They unlocked entirely new types of problems we couldn't even dream of solving before. It's the same idea here. This kind of AI won't just be a better tool. It could potentially open up entirely new realms of, well, of consciousness itself.
And because the stakes are so incredibly high, this just can't be some reckless race to the finish line. Progress has to be matched step for step with precaution. We're standing right on the edge of a technological cliff here, and we absolutely have to move forward with diligence, with care, and with a whole lot of deep reflection.
So we're left with this final thought. It's both incredibly exciting and, at the same time, deeply sobering. The things we create may soon mirror our own minds, or maybe even surpass them. The leap is coming. There's no doubt about that. The only real question left is, are we ready for it? Thanks for joining us.